Hello dear students, I hope you guys are doing great. So today's class is on practical sums of customs duty. Okay, so I got many requests from students saying, ma'am, we find this part of customs quite difficult and this is not very easy to follow. So we need your help, and yes, I have come to your rescue, right? So let me tell you first that I have taken screenshots from your textbook only, so that you will not have to get accustomed to any new material. Okay, so you've already studied this material, so I want you to be as you're already familiar with this, I've taken the same material. Okay, all right. So before we proceed to the sums, before we proceed towards the sums, I want you to understand various terminologies and the background. Okay, you need to know certain terminologies, certain rules that needs to be applied in the sums. So first we'll understand what is the valuation rules and what are the various valuation terminologies that we find across in the sums. All right, fine. Are we ready? Yes. So please open your textbooks and keep it in front of you. Okay, and use your colored pens as usual as I tell you. So are we ready to begin? Yes. So I have to keep the class short and interesting, I have taken the question along with the answers, right? So you solve it along with me. You can solve it in the textbook itself, or you can solve it in a separate notebook, whatever you find it comfortable, right? So we are ready to begin, are we? Yes. All right. So first, talking about valuation rules. Rule 3 subsection 1 talks about the valuation rules, where what is the value that you take for exports and what is the value that you take for imports. So first, beginning with imports, let me tell you there are no sums on imports. Okay, so this is just for your understanding. The price paid or payable for delivery at the time and place of importation, which essentially implies that the price up to a port in India when goods are imported has to be considered. All right, so can we break it down for you? All right, so you imported something from US. Okay, let's say you imported a laptop from US. Okay, this is India. What is the amount? How much are you going to pay for that laptop? All right, let's say, how much are you going to pay for that laptop? Let's say you're going to pay rupees 1 lakh for that laptop of what you have imported. Okay, so the value for the customs value, the import value will also be this 1 lakh only for delivery at the time and place of importation. Place of importation is India, right, which essentially implies that the price up to a port in India when goods are imported has to be considered. Means until Indian port, until whichever Indian port we are talking about, until this point, how much ever is the price that you are going to be paying is the value that will be determined for the purpose of imports. All right, fine. So this is not there for your practical sums. Okay, but still you need to understand that point number 1, it will be the transaction value. Okay, whatever amount you are going to pay for the commodity when you import it to the place of importation. In our example, the place of importation is India. So how much ever you are going to pay, that is rupees 1 lakh up to a port in India. Let's say Kolkata port. Okay, let's say Kolkata port. Until this port, how much ever you are paying, so that will be considered as CIF value. What is CIF value? Yes, this is exactly what I meant when I said we will be learning about the terminologies as well. So this is cost, insurance and freight. How do you determine that? We'll come to it a bit later. Now coming towards exports, very important. All your attention here, be alert and give me what are you going to give me? Your attention. Okay, so first let's say now the reverse case. This is India, you are exporting something to US. Okay, you are exporting something to US, goods worth 10 lakh rupees you are exporting. Okay, from where are you exporting? Let's say, again for simplification, let's take the same example. From Kolkata port you are exporting to US. Okay, price paid, see here, price paid or payable. Okay, you may pay it now, right? You may have paid it already, or you may pay it at a later date. Payable for delivery at the time and place of exportation. What is this? At the time and place of exportation means on 1st January 2020, okay, at 10 p.m. Okay, let's take morning. At 10 a.m. from Kolkata port, you are exporting goods worth rupees 10 lakh. So until now you have paid rupees 10 lakh, which essentially implies that the price up to a port in India, very important, until Kolkata port, okay, until the goods reach Kolkata port, whatever payment you have made, okay, whatever payment you have made will be considered as FOB value. What is this FOB value? Can we understand the terminologies now? Yes? Yes. FOB, what is it? It is also known as free on board or freight on board. Okay. What is this? Very important. Please pay attention. Okay. Good students, please pay attention. It signifies the cost of delivering the goods to the nearest port. Okay. What is our nearest port here? For us, it is Kolkata port, right? It is Kolkata port. What are you going to pay? Everything. Let's say including the goods and whatever payments that you have made until Kolkata port. So that will be taken as what? Freight on board. Okay. And thereafter the buyer is responsible. Who is the buyer? Some party from US. Okay. Some person from US, a trader from US. He is responsible to ship from there to the buyer's address. Where is the buyer's address? In US, right? So what is your responsibility? Let's say this is your factory. Okay. From the factory to Kolkata port. Okay. Whatever expenditure you incur here. Okay. That is including the value of your goods. Let's say total whatever you have paid is 10 lakh rupees. Okay. From this point, it is the responsibility of the US buyer to take it to US, right? See here, the buyer is responsible. You are shifting the burden. Your burden is only until this Kolkata port. Okay, you are shifting the burden of responsibility to the buyer, and you're telling him, from now on, the goods are yours. You ship from here to your own address. Okay. So whatever amount you have paid until this port, that will be your FOB. Are we clear on that? Yes? Okay. Now, CIF, what is it? Cost, insurance and freight. Now, here, what is CIF? First point is FOB. Okay. Let's say 10 lakh rupees. Now, this is the value of only the goods. Okay. And whatever small expenditures that you have incurred. Now, on the goods, you will have to incur freight. Okay, you will have to incur insurance and some other petty costs. Okay, whatever other costs. So, this is known as CIF. Okay, so how much are you going to add for CIF value? Now, again, come here, I'll tell you. If actual freight is ascertainable, so there are basically two cases. In some cases, you will be able to ascertain the freight. In some cases, you will not be able to ascertain the freight. So, in some cases where you are able to ascertain the freight, then actual freight or 20% of FOB value, whichever is less. Can we mark this as important? Yes. Please mark it down. Actual freight or 20% of FOB, whichever is less. Okay, what is your FOB here in my example? 10 lakh rupees into 20% is how much? 2 lakhs. Okay, 2 lakhs. Or what is, let's say my actual freight, how much ever I have incurred is 2,56,000 rupees. Can I take this entire value? No, you can't. Okay, so here 10 lakhs is my FOB for freight. I will cap it at 2 lakh rupees. 2,56,000 or 2 lakh rupees, whichever is less, right? So I'll take 2 lakh rupees here in my example. Okay, if I am sending by air, if it is by any other mode, then you can take actual freight. But let me tell you from exam perspective, all your sums, you will have to apply this funda only. that is actual freight, or 20% of FOB, whichever is less. Okay. Now coming to another case where actual freight is not ascertainable. What do I mean by not ascertainable? Right? Means we don't know how much is the freight. Okay. Then in those cases, what are we going to do? In those cases, we will take direct upfront 20%. Okay. Direct 20% of FOB value. Here in my example, it is 2 lakh rupees. Okay. Earlier you would compare how much is my actual, how much is my maximum cap, whichever is less. But now, when my actual freight is not ascertainable, you take direct upfront, that is direct percentage 20%. Right? Good to go? Okay. Now, additional cost of insurance in case of imports. Until now, we spoke about freight. Okay. See, in my CIF, what all do I have? I have cost, insurance, and freight. Agreed? Yes. Now I'm talking about insurance. Okay. Now let me talk about insurance. If actual cost of insurance is available, again, I already know how much is my insurance. Then you take actual cost. But if actual cost is not available, means what? This will be given in the question. This will be given in the question. If nothing is given in the question, that doesn't mean you will forget insurance. Then you will get a wrong answer. Okay. Can you please mark it down? Important. Very important. Okay. Now, if actual cost of insurance is not available, means in the question, let's say they have not given you, then what will you do? Will you just say, you didn't give me in the question, so I didn't calculate. What mistake did I do? If you say that, even the examiner will reward you with 0 marks. Okay. Now, in my example, what is my FOB value? 10 lakh rupees. 10 lakhs into 1.125%. How much is it? Can you tell me? It is 11,250 rupees. 11,250 is my insurance. And whatever these extra costs will be given. Okay. If at all, if there is any cost, it will be given. So, what is my total? 10 lakhs plus 2 lakhs plus 11,250. Right. Okay. Right. Okay. Fine. Are we good to go? See here, the same thing they have given you in a chart. Now, again, can we revise? Can we revise what we did for so long? Yes. Okay. Now, let's revise. Coming to imports. Coming to imports. Whatever you pay until the port. Okay. Whatever you pay. Okay. That will be your value for import. Now, coming to export. Where is my export? Okay. Here. You know, from factory to Kolkata port, you're sending. Goods worth rupees 10 lakhs. You've incurred costs worth 10 lakh rupees. So, that will be your free on board or freight on board. Over and above that, you will incur cost, insurance, and freight. So, for freight, you have 2 criteria, and for insurance also, we have 2 criteria. For freight, actual or 20% of FOB, whichever is less. Right? For insurance, if actual is given, go for actual. If nothing is given, okay, then 1.125% of FOB. Right? I hope you've noted these down. So you can just note this down. The more you write, the more the better it's going to get registered. Right? Right? Don't be a mere spectator and just look at the class. Your book has to be dirty. Okay? Your book has to have points everywhere. It has to be colorful. Don't worry thinking, oh, my book has to be very neat and clean, I shouldn't write anything in my book. No, the dirtier, the messier your book is, it means you've done a lot of practice and homework. Isn't that right? Yes. Alright, can we move ahead? Right, are you ready? Can we move ahead? Okay. Now, until now we understood how to ascertain the value. Now, we'll see how are we going to calculate now we'll see how are we going to calculate import duties. Until now you found out the accessible value, that is FOB plus CIF. If you do, you will get accessible value. Okay, from this point we will require for calculation of customs. Now let's say accessible value in this is just a template, means just one example. Okay, accessible value is 1000 rupees. Basic customs duty is 10% on accessible value. Write this down here. Okay, 10% of accessible value. Now safeguard duty is 300% of accessible value. Everything is on accessible value only. Social welfare surcharge is not on accessible value but on basic customs duty, that is 10% of basic customs duty. Okay, anti-dumping duty directly get given here. So if you add 1000 plus 100 plus 300 plus 210, okay, so you're going to get 1610. So this is the value for what? For my calculation of IGST. Okay, see, IGST will also be levied on exports. Okay, IGST will also be levied on import and export, right? Import and export. Okay, that's a different question. For export it is 0 rated on all of that, but when you're talking you always say that on cross country transactions IGST will be levied. Okay, fine. Now IGST rate at 18% flat. Okay, 18% of this total. Now GST compensation says 15% they have taken in this example, 15% of total. So total taxes and duties are 11141.3. okay, fine. How is it? 241.5 plus 289.8 plus anti-dumping duty 200 plus social welfare surcharge 10 plus 300 plus 100. Okay, so if you take all these, whatever I'm marking in blue, okay, so not this. Okay, so here you're getting total taxes and duties. So this is just a template or an example, right? Are we thorough with this? Are we through? Right? Again FOB plus CIF, you get accessible value, then you calculate IGST, then you calculate GST compensation cess. Okay, fine. Okay, now can you please come to illustration 1? See, in this lecture I'll be covering all 6 illustrations. Okay, which color do you want? Okay, I'll be covering all 6 illustrations. Fine, right? So we'll be covering only the practical aspect. I've given you the background and how it works. So I think you should be able to quickly answer me whenever I ask you any question now. Right? Right. Fine. So illustration 1. Fast, can we read it? And let me tell you, reading the question is an art. Okay? If you don't read the question properly, how are you going to answer? See, even I do the same mistake. Whenever I say, oh yeah, this is a very simple question, I can just do it. It's not a big thing at all. But understand that if you do not assimilate the entire question properly, then you may go wrong. Okay? So we don't appreciate going wrong in exam, or mistakes or tiny errors and silly mistakes are definitely not appreciated. So let's make it a habit to read the question twice. Whenever and however silly the question might be, make it a point to read the question twice. Right, coming back, illustration 1. Okay, use the information appended to find out the accessible value. First you understand what they want. First you understand what is it that they want. Most of us go wrong here only. In the first place only we go wrong. We think they're asking us what is the total amount of taxes they're asking us, or we don't read, we don't understand what is it that he actually wants. So If you want accessible value, then you can just stop at this point. You don't have to calculate the further points, right? Correct? Fine. Okay. Cost of the machine in the factory of the US exporter. Okay. Cost of the machine in the factory of US exporter. If you can see, it's given in dollars. See, 17,500. Okay. Transport charges from the said factory until the seaport for onward shipment. Transport charges from the said factory until the seaport for onward shipment means what? Are we going to add this for our FOB? Yes or no? Tell me. Are we going to add this? See, I told you, no, whatever you pay until the port, whatever you pay until the port, all that will be added to your FOB, right? Good students. I know most of you got it right. So give yourself a tap on your shoulder because you have listened until now really well. Okay. So what will be my FOB? FOB will be 17,500 plus 2,500. Handling charges at the port of shipment. Do you see this? Do you see this? Handling charges at the port of shipment means what? This also you are paying at the port only. So will you add this? Yes. Yes. You will add this as well, right? So my FOB, will be 17,500 plus 2,500 plus 200, that is 20,200, right? Good to go? So far so good? Yes. So we are done till here. Buying commission paid by the importer. Buying commission paid by the importer, 50 rupees. Now freight charges until Indian port. See, freight they have given. Now you calculate. How much is the actual freight? 2,500. How much is 20% of FOB? What is my FOB? 20,200 is my FOB. So 20,200 into 20% is how much? 4040. Whichever is less, right? See, your actual itself is 2,500. Why do you want to allow 4,040 rupees? Simple, no? Right? So take freight as 2,500. Insurance, right? Do not forget. Let's say insurance and freight are best friends. They cannot stay without each other. Okay? So remember your best friend, and of course you can't stay without him or her, right? So the same way, understand that wherever insurance will come, wherever freight will come, insurance will also be with freight. Okay? So you cannot afford to skip this step. Don't forget insurance. Just because they have not given. Where have they given insurance here? Nowhere. But that doesn't mean you skip it. Okay? What is my insurance? 1.125% of my FOB. What is my FOB? 20,200. 1.125% into 20,200 will give me 227.25. Okay, can we just take it as 228? So here 2,500 plus 228 will give me 2728. Okay, so shall we check freight charges? Then please use exchange rate of 63.84. see here. So how much will $1 cost? You know this, right? Of course. So to buy $1, you need how much? You need 63.84 rupees, right? Fine. You need so this is your dollar per rupee is, sorry, rupee per dollar is 63.84. means this is your base currency and rupee is your price currency. Need not worry too much. For those of you who understand what this is, well and good. Okay, fine. Now come to the answer. Can we check if our answer is right until this point? Shall we check? Yes, 2728. Cost of machine. 17,500, transport charges 2,500, handling charges 200. So my FOB value is 20,200. Good until here, right? Next, insurance charges 2 to 7. Okay, 2 to 7, 2 to 8, anything you can take. Okay, 2 to 7. Now freight charges. What is my freight charges? I told you 2,500 you should take. 2,500. Insurance charges also they have taken. I told you, right? Insurance charges also has been taken. Freight and insurance are friends. FI. Okay. Now what is my CIF value? 22,927. Okay, 22,927. Now if you convert this into 63.84, can you do it? 22,927 into 63.84, you will get 14,63,660. So this is my accessible value. If they are asking you, please note, if they are asking you for accessible value, please stop here. Okay, only if they are asking you how much is the total taxes, then you proceed forward, and on this accessible value you calculate all your basic customs duty, etc, 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 IGST plus compensation cess, and then you tell me. Okay, if I am asking you for accessible value, then please take accessible value only. Don't waste your time in the exam. Alright, so I think you can read this part. This is the explanation that they have given you. Again, buying commission is not to be included in the computation. Okay, this is what the importer is paying. See, let's say I am the importer. I am paying this. Okay, I need not include this. So one more important thing is this need not be included. Okay, buying commission is paid by whom? By the person who is importing, right? So accessible value, we are finding out this accessible value for what? For the purpose of export. Okay, for the purpose of export. From whom? From whom? From the US exporter. So we need to find out the accessible value. The US exporter is exporting and we are importing. So we need to understand what is the accessible value. This is a separate charge, what the importer is paying. So this is not required to be added. Okay, fine. Important. Please mark this as important. Right. Fine. Okay. Can we come to illustration 2? So far so good. Okay. So you will be fine with the sums until illustration 6. We will be thorough with the sums. So you will not need to worry. Right. So come to illustration 2. This is why I am taking it slow. Okay. Fine. Ms. Nisha imported 2.5 tons of goods and materials valued at US dollar 50 per ton. Okay, don't go wrong here. See here, 2,500 tons into per ton how much? $50. So how much is she paying? Here only you understand. Goods worth $1,25,000. Okay, goods worth $1,25,000. Okay, exchange rate as per notification was 63.84. BCD was chargeable at 10%. 10% of what? Accessible value. And over and above, there was an anti-dumping duty levied on the goods, which was anti-dumping duty. You know what is anti-dumping duty, right? See now, China will manufacture everything at a very, very, very low cost. So it is easier for them to dump their goods into our country. So if they dump their goods into our country, what will happen? See, the cost itself is so low, the Indian manufacturers will not be able to produce at the same rate. So the Indian manufacturers will suffer a loss and they will have to close their industries. So to prevent our land from getting dumped from all these countries, okay, so what will they do? Our country will impose an anti-dumping duty to make their goods costlier. Okay, to make their goods costlier, so that nobody in India will buy and it will not be available in India as well. Alright, fine. Now, which was anti-dumping duty? They are asking you to find out anti-dumping duty in this question. Which was the differential between the amount so calculated as the landed value including BCD and cess is INR. Means what? They are giving you, first you will find out a landed value. What is this? Nothing but assessable value plus all these taxes. Okay, landed value, whatever is the difference between the landed value that you calculate and the landed value which is being given as per notification. Okay, whatever is the difference, this will be your anti-dumping duty. Okay, so first now we have to find out the landed value. Okay, now cost, insurance and freight. See here, 2,500 into 50, $1,25,000. See here, they are already giving you direct value. They are giving you direct value. Nowhere they are asking you to calculate freight or any other charges. Okay, so 1,25,000 into 63.84, you will get into 63.84, 79,80,000. Okay, so your assessable value for the purpose of calculation of customs is 79,80,000 into 10%. 10% is basic customs duty. Social welfare cess is 10% of BCD, right? 10% of this. Now, what is the landed value that you got? Assessable value plus basic customs duty plus social welfare cess will give you a landed value of 88,57,800. Okay. Now, what have they given you as per notification is 1 crore. So the difference between this and this is 11,42,200. So whatever is the difference, this amount you are paying it as anti-dumping duty, right? Fine. Okay, fine. So can we move ahead? Yes. So after my class, it's your responsibility that you sit down and you solve all the problems again. Okay, are you going to do it? Of course. Okay, you are my good students, you have to do it. Okay, as it is going to be, it's going to stay fresh in your memory, so you will be able to grasp it better. Illustration 3. XYZ imports pan masala into India and CIF value. See, they're directly giving you CIF value. Okay, so you don't have to do anything. If there, see, FOB plus cost, insurance, freight. Now you will get CIF value, right? Here they are already giving you, so you don't have to do all this process. This is eliminated. Okay. Tax rates are basic customs duty for pan masala. Basic customs duty is 37.5%, IGST 20, compensation cess at 60%. Now, how do you calculate total import duty? So here they are interested in understanding how much is the duty or how much is the total taxes. So CIF value or the assessable value is 500 rupees. Okay, on this 500, what is the basic customs duty? So I hope it's clear. 500 into 37.5%. Okay, you will get 188. What is the social welfare cess? Social welfare cess is 10% of basic customs duty. Okay, right. So now we got the value. Now this is 706.8. So this is the value for GST. This is the value for IGST. Okay, on this you will charge 28% GST. Okay, 28% GST. Compensation cess. See, compensation cess can vary. For various products, compensation cess can vary. They will give you in the question. Usually, nothing in the exam will be asked to assume. Okay, most of the times it will never be asked for you to assume, and especially because this is an MCQ paper. If at all you assume also, you can't write anywhere. No, this is my assumption. So they will not leave any space for you to assume anything. Okay. So here, total import duty. What is the total import duty that you are paying? 828.28. What is it? How much? What all does it include? 188 plus 18.8 plus 197.9 plus 424.08. Okay, so this is the total taxes that you are paying. total value including import means what? 828.78 plus 500. 500 is your CIF value, right? Accessible value. Alright, fine, good to go? Yes, please. Now this is a very simple question. Okay, so this is basically, I tell you in simple. Okay, what happened on 1st February 2018, this company, XYZ company, they had decided for a contract price of $12,500. Okay, but meanwhile on 15th February what happened? They renegotiated this price. Okay, they renegotiated this price, means they wanted a price reduction. Now they are saying, but now the assessing authorities are saying, you first time you decided you will transact, your contract was for 12,500, so you pay the accessible value for customs duty also should be 12,500. But if you remember, first and foremost we discussed that we are going to take transaction value, right? Come here, did we see? Yes, see here, value of imported goods shall be the transaction value. Okay, how much you are going to pay, right? How much you are going to pay, that pay or payable, okay, that only is going to be the transaction, that only is going to be the value for your customs. Okay, and also the machine arrived in India on 1st March. So on 15th February the machine had not yet arrived in India at all. No, so we understand that whatever until it comes to India, only then you will pay, right? So it had still not become a part of the country, right? It was still in transit. On 15th February these goods were still in transit. When the goods were still in transit, they renegotiated the price. So whatever the renegotiated price was there, no, we don't know here where is it given, not given. Whatever is the renegotiated price, that should be considered for customs duty. Alright, fine. Alright, so drink some water, please be fresh. This question will demand your attention, so please stay attentive. So you guys ready? Ready guys? Alright. What are they asking you in this question? Total import duty. Okay. FOB value of GPB 18,000. GPB is British Pound Sterling. So this is a currency for UK. You know that. Okay. Now they have given you FOB. So what have they given you? FOB 18,000 rupees. Now freight charges incurred, actual is 7,500. Okay, actual is 7,500. What is 20% of 18,000? 20% of 18,000 is 3,600, whichever is lower, right? So you will take 3,600 for freight. Now have they given you insurance? No, they have not given you insurance. So you will take 1.125%. So I have written this, all this, so that you know our lecture becomes fast. Okay, we don't waste a lot of time in writing during the lecture. 1.125% into is 202.5. okay, so it is 202.5. now design and development charges incurred in UK only. See here, incurred in UK, it is 2,500. so you are going to incur. So what is my CIF? 18,000 plus 3,600 plus 202.5 plus 2,500. So it is 24,302.5. 24,302.5. Now see a date of bill of entry. So this date you are going to consider. Date of bill of entry 24th October. Rate is 20%. Exchange rate is 68 rupees per pound. Date of inward entry 20th October. Rate of customs duty is 18%. Exchange rate is 70 rupees per GBP. See, this they have given you to confuse. Don't take date of entry inward. You are supposed to take date of bill of entry. You know that, right? Okay, fine. Insurance charges could not be ascertained means what? Yes, we know to ascertain the insurance charges, so we will do it. IGST is 18%. See, weirdly they have not given you compensation cess, but in the question you will find 10% has been calculated. Okay, I'll show you what that is. Excuse me. So we reached until this point, 24302.5. See here, 24302.5. Correct. Now, what is into 68 rupees? 24302.5 into 68 rupees will give me 16,52,570 into 60 rupees. So this is in my rupees. Okay, this is in my rupees. Now, where is my local commission? See here, selling commission at India paid to local agent at 2% of FOB. Okay, on 18,000 if you do 2%, you will get 360 into 68 rupees. You do again 360 into 68 rupees, you will get 24,480. So this was my CIF. If you add whatever local commission that you're paying, this is my, see, this is the extra cost that I was talking to you about. C means cost, so this is the cost that we are talking about, cost, insurance and freight. Okay, so you add this 16,77,050 rupees. So this is my assessable value for what? Now, what is my customs duty? What is my basic customs duty in the question? %. Okay, it's given here, right? It's given here. So basic customs duty at 20%. Social welfare cess 10% on basic customs duty, 10% on this, you know that. So total value for IGST means this is the value that you will be taking for calculation of IGST. Now you will calculate IGST. They have given you 18%, right? So 204,601 into 18% if you do, you will get 3,68,280. Okay, until here well and fine, you guys don't have any confusion until here. Now you are asking me what is this 371 minus 371,963. If you do, you are getting a difference of 3682.82. see, 3682.82 is 10% of this. See, 3,68,280. So 3682.82 is 10% of IGST, right? So I believe this could be the compensation cess that they have added in the question. Okay, so don't worry, in the question in the exam hall they will give you clearly. Okay, they'll not ask you to assume anything, so they'll give you clearly. So you added, your answer should be total. They're asking you what is the total taxes that you have paid, right? So basic customs duty, social welfare cess and IGST total. Okay, fine. So just go through these notes so that your understanding becomes better. Fine. Coming to the last question, I'm sure you will be able to do this, but quickly let's close it. Determine customs duty payable. So they're asking you customs duty including safeguard duty of 20% for goods with accessible value of 50 lakhs. So direct what they've given you, accessible value, no jhanjat of rights, CIF, nothing, right? Okay, then considering basic custom 10%, IGST 18%. Now 550 lakhs you want. On this your PCD is 10%, right? 10% of accessible value, note it down. Then social welfare cess 10% of basic customs duty. Now safeguard duty, directly they have given safeguard duty 20% of accessible value. Okay, 20% of accessible value 10 lakhs. Now total for IGST, if you add 50 lakhs plus 5 lakhs plus 50,000 plus 10 lakhs, you're going to get 65 lakhs 50,000 plus IGST. What is the rate given for IGST? 18%, right? So 18%. So all these are the taxes that you found out, right? All these are the taxes that you found out, A plus B plus C plus D. So total taxes. See, they are asking you total taxes. If they ask you total value, if they ask you total value including taxes, then you have to add the assessable value, right? So this is only the amount of taxes, but if they ask you total value including taxes, then you add the assessable value of 50 lakhs as well. Alright, so here we are done with customs practical sums. So I definitely encourage you to practice, okay guys, practice, study consistently, okay, consistently. Okay, so you guys are my good students. Believe in yourself, okay, believe you can do it. Or you might feel tired. See, of course everybody feels tired, everybody feels like crying. You'll feel like, oh, where did I come, you know, why should I do this, you know, you will feel low, you will feel sad. See, all these are your normal. See, you haven't chosen anything normal in your life. So as you've chosen something extraordinary, so feeling all such feelings that other people don't feel is absolutely normal. I hope you get what I'm saying. So once you are a CS, you're a CS for life. I've been telling you this. So given everything that you have, given all that efforts, your determination and that consistency, and be a proud company secretary, right? You all are my good students. Please study well and utilize your time efficiently, okay? Later please don't repent saying you could have studied, you would have studied, I should have studied. No, sit down right now and give it your best and study, right? All right, so signing off. Take care of yourselves, eat healthy food, okay, eat healthy, stay healthy, take care of yourselves, be at home, stay safe, okay? You know that outside is not a good place to be, right? So stay safe, protect your health, protect your mindset, protect your heart set and your soul set. Also, please, you know, it's a request that I always tell you. Last 3 months, very crucial for your exams, so utilize it efficiently. So bye bye, take care.